Hey everybody, it's Mike from the Mike Wagner Show, powered by SoundCloud Studios and brought to you by official sponsor of the Mike Wagner Show, international warring author Mia Molson Missing, available on Amazon and paperback and ebook. We're here with a terrific lady who is born and raised in Sweden. She's an actress, editor, filmmaker, and founder of a wonderful production company. She began her career in her teens with her parents driving her to auditions in New York and LA, studied at the Santa Monica College in Los Angeles in theater, and also she released numerous films beginning in '04, worked in LA, London, and Stockholm. She's worked all over the globe. She assisted with a director, producer, and a writer that's going to be an upcoming film, and also worked with Warheads, and also hosted a horror podcast, which has gotten attention on Acast, Spotify, and SoundCloud. And she's the owner of a terrific production company and some upcoming projects with Paul Bagnelli and more. Live, ladies and gentlemen, Plus Studios from somewhere beautiful outside Sweden, multi-talented actress, editor, filmmaker, and founder of Nordin Productions. Ladies and gentlemen, multi-talented Elin-Margareta Nordin. Ellen, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Well, it's great to have you on board, Ellen. So you're born and raised in Sweden. You're an actress, editor, filmmaker,
Mhm.
founder of Nordin Productions. You began a career in your late teens, or your teens, should say, with your parents driving you to auditions, and also studied at Santa Monica College in Los Angeles in theater.
Mhm.
You released numerous films, including you're involved with Bohemian, The Alcohol Party, Call the Midwives, Holy City, The Ritual, Angels of Brick Lane, and more. Me and myself and I, and also Toy Box Killers. And you also have an upcoming project coming up with Paul Bagnelli, Amy Maria Whitkins, and also having a new film, which is going to be by Mark Denham. And also, you've been involved with Warheads as well. And you also host of a horror podcast called The Untitled Show by EMN on Acast, Spotify, and SoundCloud. Before getting all that, Ellen, tell us how you first got started.
Well, I got started, like I said, in my teens, but I've always wanted to act ever since I was a child, like ever since I was very small. Um, and I loved watching Marilyn Monroe, and I
Oh.
wanted to be her. And then I watched, Beverly Hills and Melrose Place, those kind of shows, and I really, really wanted to be on those shows. And my parents were like, okay, but then you also need to study because if you're gonna uh, act in that, if you're gonna work with that, you have to know the craft. You have to be, educated in it. So yeah, so I started a school. I started in a school, in a high school, and that's how I got started.
That's really interesting. What was that one precise moment that simply influenced you into what you do in the rest of your career?
What influenced me
Yeah,
for the
yeah,
rest of my career?
yeah. What was that one light bulb moment that said, "This is it"?
I I think it just has to be like, watching Marilyn Monroe, in Niagara. And I was just like, I want to be that. That's what I want to be. I want to be as talented and as her, you know. And then other like light bulbs that has happened, in my career has been, when I've won awards, and I feel like that's what I want to continue doing, and that's what I want to continue being.
Hmm, that's
And
in-
yeah,
that's interesting. What kind of awards have you won?
we won best horror, best short film, and we've been awarded like certificate so for like achievements. So it's yeah, it's been quite interesting and fun.
It does sound quite interesting. You've got a charmed life already, thanks to Marilyn. And besides Marilyn, who are some of our other favorite actors, actresses, and yeah, and also producers, especially growing up? Who are some of your favorite actors and actresses growing up, besides Marilyn?
Besides Marilyn, it always been old movie stars, watching them, but of course like Marilyn has always been the number one. But if it is anyone has been my favorite, I can say like the ones I've respected, but Marilyn's always gonna be favorite. She's always gonna be the number one. Um, but people I've respected has been everything from Liz Taylor to Audrey Hepburn. um, to Theda Bara, uh, Thelma Todd, like actresses, like all the way from, to the silent movies, even
Hmm.
actors and actresses today, we always live in a changing and revolving world and career, and that some actors who've been having a longevity career, who's always been like constantly like, I can be in that movie, and you could tell that they still love their craft, and that's what I love.
Hmm.
I love, those kind of performers, those actors.
Hmm. It sounds like you really are interested in the golden age as well, too. And how do you think today's Hollywood scene compares to the golden age?
You can't really compare it because it's so different from like when it started back then. When it started was it wasn't as, when they did special effects, they had to do everything on stage. They had to create everything by hands. They had to. Now we can make special effects in computers, so it is very different. Um, but I hope that it is the same as actors and also crew people, that you share mutual respect for each other and that you share the love for the art. And I hope it's the same as it was back then that it is back like now.
Hmm.
So
Right, I can see what you're saying right there too, and times have changed from your perspective, being actress, director, your own company, and everything else, and besides Beverly Hills, 90210, I'm trying to remember what was the other TV show you had. What were your other favorite shows and movies growing up?
Um, well, I always love horror movies. Um, I love, watching them. I love being in them. Horror shows like X-Files, that is amazing. They had to constantly evolve and get new episodes and not do the same thing. And that is what I love and respect. And horror movies are so fun to do, even if you know the concept, like it's a bunch of teens who goes out in the forest and some of them are gonna killed. But you love watching them, and I love creating them because they're so fun. Because like at the end of the day, you're sitting there, you're covered in blood, and you're like, it's all good. It's all fun, and you're sitting there and laughing.
And how many times do you enjoy getting stabbed with the dagger though, or the butcher knife?
Um, well, I'm actually not often being the victim, sadly not. I'm often playing the killer,
Ooh.
but it would be fun to actually play more roles that make me, you know, the victim. So um, I'm telling some of my friends or colleagues who work in horror and are awesome creators in horror, I can be a victim.
Who are some of your favorite killers? Since you like playing killer, I'm going to throw that question out there for you. Who are some of your favorite killers?
Oh, of course, like it's the legends, Jason Voorhees, Chucky, Pamela Voorhees, Michael Myers, uh, and the Xenomorph from Aliens. I mean, I know that they're not really horror; they're more like sci-fi, but still, it's yeah. So when you have those legends there, it's awesome to see, and I love it when they put like the horror legends together, even if the movies like, I mean, they're fun to watch, and you could tell that they had so much fun creating them. So when they put like, Jason and Freddy together, it actually becomes really fun to watch it. Because you're like, okay, who's gonna win? Who's gonna win? You don't cheer on the final girl or the victims. You actually cheer on like who is gonna like be the best killer of them. So
I can see it happen right now. Killer death match in the ring in Stockholm, Los Angeles, or whatever. I think that's something you can start as well too. But you got your own production company, you got your own works, and you have an upcoming project. Talk about that with amazing Elin-Margareta Nordin. But first, listen to the Mike Wagner Show at the MikeWagnerShow.com, powered by SoundCrab Studios. Visit online at SoundCrabStudios.com for all you need. Look at a professional website without breaking your budget. Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today, 1 800 303 3960. That's 1 800 303 3960, or email to support at sonicwebstudios.com. Mention Mike Wagner Show, get 20% off your first project. Sonic Web Studios, take your image to the next level. Also, time to give an official shout out to our official sponsor of the Mike Wagner Show, international warring author Mia Molson-Zia. If you love fast-paced mysteries, you'll love Missing by Mia Molson-Zia, available on Amazon and paperback and ebook. Missing is fast-paced and intriguing with an unforgettable twist. Takes place in 4 countries, 2 strangers, 1 target, where truth is illusion and those who love be the first go missing. It's available on Amazon and paperback and ebook. Missing by Mia Molson-Zia has garnered great reviews, and Eve Levin enjoys by Howard celebrities including Joanna Cassidy, Forbes Riley, and many others. So grab your copy today for Girls Missing by Mia Molson-Zia, available on Amazon. Also, check out the Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com on over 40 podcast platforms, heard in 100 countries, including Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also, Apple Music, Odyssey, Pandora, Podbean, BitChute, Rumble, YouTube. Make sure you subscribe. Also, follow us on Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, TikTok, Facebook, Threads, and more. Make sure you take us with you on any mobile device. And for great gift ideas, go to Amazon.com. Check out the Mike Wagner Show podcast. T-shirts, pop sockets, throw pillows, tote bags, hoodies. Makes great gifts 24/7. Go to Amazon.com. Check out the Mike Wagner Show podcast. And for more great gift ideas, go to Amazon.com/Mia Molson-Zia for great books like Misting, Once, and Wrinkles. Also, T-shirts, pop sockets, hoodie, phone cases, and more. Amazon.com/Mia Molson-Zia. Check it out today and support the Mike Wagner Show on Anchor FM, PayPal, and the MikeWagnerShow.com. We're here with the terrific, multi-talented, born and raised actress, editor, filmmaker, and founder of EM Production from Sweden, Elin-Margareta Nordin, here on the Mike Wagner Show. And of course, you formed EM Nordin Productions as well, too. And tell us more about the company, how you got started.
Um, how it got started was it it was years ago when I started making, like films on my own. And in the end, like me and a friend of mine, Anna Maria Victorson, we decided to start our own company together. But eventually we decided like we both are going to start our own. And That's how it started. It was also more like getting a little bit more control over my own like projects and my own career, and also be able to sort of keep my work a little bit more safe.
Hmm.
And that's how it started. And I many filmmakers I know have done it. So they start like a few like they start first with the name, and then it becomes like a production company, and then eventually like they're just like, okay, they just continue doing it. So
Mm-hmm. Sounds like you've been in quite some time. You also been in other projects like the Bohemian, the Alcohol Party, Call the Midwives, Holy City, and also the Ritual, Angels of Brick Lane, and also Me, Myself, and I, Toy Box Killers, and more. And tell us more about those.
well, Toy Box Killers is a role where I play a killer named Samantha.
Ah.
Yeah.
I can see you trying to kill me from the toy box. Now I know better not to buy toys. I'm afraid you would come out and kill me. I'm having nightmares already.
We've already done a short film called Samantha after that, so it's right after that, and we're having more projects. Mark Denham is a great, fantastic director, and he's so it's like when he told me about it, I was like, oh, okay, so am I getting a role? And he's like, yeah, of course, like you're supposed to play Samantha, and I was like, oh, okay. And so I love playing Samantha in that movie. And me, myself, and her was a fantastic project that's done by this wonderful actress named Anina Cassidy and another director. And they were doing this, and I found out, and I got a part, like a very small part, but it was amazing to be part of it because it's like you get to see, you get to work with other people, and it was not hard, but it was fun to do. And The Bohemian was actually one of the first films I ever really um directed, produced, and wrote and created. And I did it with this female actress that I worked with named Linda. And we both worked together on The Alcohol Party, which was a theater show that we were on for two years. And we decided one day, like when we had like this, you could say like a summer break from the show or from the play, and we were just like, oh, okay, let's make our own, like film. And we were running around with a camera in Stockholm, and we were just like having an amazing time. And we got, another actress, also named Elin, part of that movie, and that's also how it started. That was like one of the first, and it was so much fun to do.
And it sounds like a lot of fun as well. And you also were involved with Mark Denham with Love and Warheads as well too. Before we talk
Hmm.
about that, how did you first get involved with Mark Denham?
I actually answered. They were looking for a producer and no, assistant director. He will definitely correct me if I'm saying it wrong. So they were looking for an assistant director. Um, he's gonna correct me definitely. Um,
Don't worry,
back in
don't worry,
two,
he's not here yet. So
no, I
he's
can
not here
hear
yet.
his voice now. He's like,
You mispronounced.
no.
I'm going to send a toy box killer after you.
Yeah. But no, so he put out an ad back in 2017, and we're looking for a crew member. And I answered it, and we met up and we started speaking, and I got the role, but eventually I became actually an editor, part of the editing crew instead. And that is just amazing to work with, like because I've been on that set and I saw like how everything worked, and like he when Love and Warheads were filmed, it was actually in an apartment and everything was changed, like put stuff like up to make sure didn't look like an apartment. And so that was just absolutely wonderful, to be part of. And to also be one of the editors on that was just amazing. It was so much fun.
And certainly does. And tell us more about Love and Warheads.
Well, Love and Warheads is actually a short film. I hope it becomes a feature film because it would be super wonderful to see it like even more developed. I mean, it's a great story, and it's about a soldier who has some codes for, and he's um, a traitor, and he also has a little affair with a woman he's
Uh-oh.
not supposed to. Yeah.
She might be a
So yeah.
killer. You better watch out. She might be
But yeah, it's a wonderful film, and I really, really hope it actually becomes a feature film because it will just be absolutely amazing when it becomes a feature film. So it deserves so much love, that movie.
Oh my gosh, it certainly does. You also have an upcoming project as well, too, that you're really involved with as well. You have a podcast coming up. We'll talk more about that with Elin-Margareta Nordin. You listen to the Mike Wagner Show at the MikeWagnerShow.com, powered by Sonic Studios, and brought to you by official sponsor of the Mike Wagner Show, international warring author Mia Mulson Missing. We'll be back with you, multi-talented Elin-Margareta Nordin, after this time. We're back, you amazing multi-talented Elin-Margareta Nordin of EM Productions here on the Mike Wagner Show. Talked to our amazing career and being in horror and sending toy box killers after you. So I'm kidding about that. We'll deal with that later too. And talked about Love and Warheads, Mark Paul Denham, and you have an upcoming project with Mark Denham as well too. And you have Paul Bagnelli, and you've got others in an upcoming project. Tell us more about that.
Yeah, so with Paul, we wrote a script for a horror series, and it's about a journalist, and that journalist is played by Mark Denham. And yeah, that was actually created from a short film that he and I did, and that developed into a horror series that me and Paul are writing. We're starting on season 2 now, but we hope to start getting it bought by distribution companies,
Oh.
and it's actually competing in different festivals right now. And it's actually got a like good reviews, so people like it. So it's yeah. It's
Okay. Now, as you say, season 2 is in the works. So, what about season 1?
Mhm.
Has that been released? Is it on Netflix or YouTube, Showtime, anything like that, or is that being put on hold for distribution?
No, it hasn't actually been filmed yet.
Okay, all right. You jumped into season 2. That's what I was trying to clarify.
Yeah, no, we are we're very like creative, me and Paul. We decided like, okay, we're gonna start working on season two, and we have season one, like ready for like being filmed, being sold, had the distribution. So the script is completing. The film was a short film that was filmed between me and Mark, and that's how the script, developed into a horror series. So yeah, we're already like on season two, like working, and it's
Wow.
awesome.
Wow, you guys are jumping ahead. This is a really good thing. I mean, I love your creative thinking. It's like, you already did season 1, now into season 2. By the time this interview's over, and you're going to be working on season 3. By the time that's done, you'll be in season 4 and everything. So
Yeah.
you're jumping ahead of time here. And you also do some other things. You're a host of a horror podcast called The Untitled Show. And tell us more about that.
Yeah, so that's also like it's a lot of horror, missing people, supernatural, unsolved cases, uh, and I talk about stuff that interests me, and also I love history,
Oh.
and when I it's if I talk about something and it has to do with like a very old time, I try to include a lot of history about it, um, and also the case and where exactly they were. I try to be very respectful when it comes to murder cases or missing people or unsolved cases because, well, actually, I try to be very respectful towards everybody. Like even if it's like hauntings, I never try to use curse words or like degrade it or make fun of anybody. Because um, I myself believe in ghosts and the supernatural. So I also want to talk about stuff that interests me, and even if I can get one person or two people to listen to it, then I'm very happy. It's and I love it. I just love it. I have another episode that's coming up, and right now I'm focusing on New Orleans and their cases, and so
Oh, wow. So you're doing a lot of ghost hunting and paranormal activity all around, especially in New Orleans. I had somebody on my show that does a lot of work. There's a lot of paranormal in New Orleans.
yeah, I've heard that it is a lot. I'm actually going to New Orleans at the end of July, so I'm
Nice.
going on a ghost tour. So I'm looking forward to it. So I'm very happy. I sort of want to fly now, but it's like can't really do that.
Just don't run any toy box killers on your way to New Orleans. That's all I tell you. Just be careful of them toy box killers. So, toy factories or whatever it is. And oh my gosh, we're looking forward to having you in New Orleans in July. And where can we find all your works at, including your podcast, Ellen?
Well, my podcast is on Spotify and Acast, and it's gonna come back to SoundCloud. And I'm also working on to get more episodes out on YouTube. That I try to make like little videos, so they can see the pictures instead of just hearing my voice.
Mm-hmm.
But and a lot of my films are either at festivals. You can find some of them on YouTube or in Amazon. Um, yeah, Amazon and Vimeo, and
Okay.
yeah,
Okay. We're
and then I
certainly.
have a few stuff that are coming up. So
Oh, okay. And how about your website? Where can they find your works at? What's your website?
um, well, my website. So if you just write my name, so Elin-Margareta Nordin, then you can find it. So it's everything on Wix or IMDb. Um, and LinkedIn. You can find me on Instagram, X, that was used to be Twitter,
Mm-hmm.
um, TikTok, and Snapchat. So I'm pretty much like everywhere. So yeah.
All right. We'll certainly check out as well, too, with the multi-talented Elin-Margareta Nordin here on the Mike Wagner Show, owner of VM Productions, upcoming project, got a podcast, and just a few more things. Ellen, we'd love to have you back. What else can we expect in 2024 and beyond?
What more is coming up is I'm actually working um, on a short film and with an actress named Anna Maria Victorson, and it's about I don't really want to give anything away, but it's not a horror movie. But yeah,
Boy,
and then
that's
I'm
scary. Not in a horror movie. Boy, that's scary itself. So,
yeah. Um, but it's something that I'm very proud of. I know she's proud of that also. So we hope to start filming very soon. And I'm a producer for a movie together with Mark Denham. So that is they should we should start picking up filming soon. And more episodes on my podcast, and hopefully we can start filming the script that me and Paul are have. So and there is a lot of stuff. I'm running on auditions everywhere. So
oh my gosh, you are one busy lady. We hope to catch you very soon. And who do you consider biggest influence in the career?
I have to say my family and my closest friends. My closest friends are like family too to me. But my biggest influence has always been the ones who've been there since the start, and that's been my family.
Oh, that's so
So
amazing. It's great to have family that supports you. And what's the best advice you can give to anybody at this point?
um, and never give up on your dreams. You can make your dreams, real. And
Mm-hmm.
sometimes it takes a little while for it. I've been in this industry since I was 15. And that's, like since 2002.
Uh-huh.
And so that's a little bit over 20 years.
Wow.
But
Okay.
yeah, so and also not be afraid. And it's wonderful to work. It's wonderful to work in this industry and just love it and respect it. And it can be wonderful to you,
Mm-hmm.
but always work really hard.
Mhm, and I think that's a great point as well too. You really hit it home. We're here with amazing multi-talent Elin-Margareta Nordin of EM Productions with upcoming films and more in a podcast here on the Mike Wagner Show. Ella, very big thank you for your time. You've been absolutely fantastic. Looking forward to having you again soon. Keep us up to date. Keep in touch. We love having you back. And once again, what's your website? How do people contact you? Where can people check out your films and your podcast?
Oh, where they can check
Yes,
out
where
my
where where
podcast?
can where can they find you at? Yes.
Yeah, so the podcast is on Spotify and Acast, and it's YouTube, and I'm working on getting it back up on SoundCloud. And then my work is in different film festivals, YouTube, and also um, you know, Amazon and Vimeo.
Okay. All right. We'll certainly check
Mm,
those out. Once again, Ellen, very big thank you for your time. You've been absolutely fantastic. Looking forward to having you again soon. Keep us up to date. Keep in touch. We love having you back. We wish you all the best. And Ellen, you definitely have a great future ahead of you.
Thank you.